Hello loves, I have a treat for you DIYers out there and the Glam fans. Today, I will be sharing one of my favorite gift DIYs. It is a hit for Christmas gift bags, and they are my Glam coasters made from Dollartree items. I am restocking my gift closet for this year and for Christmas, and these coasters make a perfect gift that's budget friendly and easy to do. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to get started, but before I got started, I did a little preparation, and basically what I done was I took my diamond wrap scraps and I cut them into squares to fit the top of the coaster, about 3.5 square on each side there. And what I've done is just go ahead and cut the diamond wrap in several 3.5 squares so it can fit on top of my coaster. And then I took the diamond gem stickers and cut them in strips. So I have about 16 of those. And the felt that I had here, I went ahead and measured on the back where the cork is, and that came to about 3.25 each side. So I used my ruler and just measured out 3.25 squares on the back of here and marked it off with a pen and cut them in these squares. So we have about 6 of them with a few scraps left over from the felt. So now we're going to start with this, and what we're going to do is take off the plastic. It comes in covered in plastic, each one of these coasters from Dollar Tree. They have a variety of them. They're cute, you know, pretty cute. So we're going to take all the plastic off. So now we're going to spray paint all of these coasters black. So we're going to go out back and spray paint each of these, and then I will be right back. Okay, so we finished painting all 4 of our coasters. So we're going to start with this first one here. And as you can see, I spray painted all the sides, and we left the back without painting. And here's where we're going to come in with our paint pen. If you don't want to use the paint pen, you can use paintbrush and this paint here. So you basically is going to just put a little paint on your brush and then you're just going to go in here where the white is, so you can see that, and just gently paint the edges. And it works just like that. That's if you don't want to do a paint pen. But the paint pen to me is a little bit more simpler, a little bit more easier. So you're going to take your paint pen, and right at there's an angle, You want the angle to face in this inside of the crease where the cork meets, and you just place that angle and just draw down just like that. See how simple that is? Simple. And you go down each side. Make sure you get all of that out. And that's how that looks. So there you're done painting the bottom side of the coaster and then all the sides. The next thing you want to do is we're going to put the diamond wrap on top so it will look like this. That's the back, and here is a coaster with the diamond wrap already on top, and I'll show you how I did that. Okay, so now we are going to be at this stage where we glue our diamond wrap on top of our coaster. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I have a lot of scraps, so I will be measuring on top of the coaster the size that I need, just like this, and you want it to cover the coaster completely. So I will measure and make my square. So here's my squares that I cut and measured, and when you place it on top of here, it covers the coaster completely. But before we do that, we're going to, we have this diamond wrap. I don't know if you can see the little thread that's sticking up on the edges there. You want to cut all that off. So now we take this square that we're going to put on top of our coaster, and we measured it without the string on the edges, and it looks nice and clean. As you can see here, there is no strings on the edges, nice and clean. So we're going to turn it over to the matte side. As you can see, it's matte. There's a difference for each side. And we're going to spray a light coat with the spray adhesive. Now this stuff is pretty strong, so you may have a little wiggle room if you put it on there crooked or need to move it, but it doesn't need that much, just as long as you cover the edges and completely cover the back of the diamond wrap. And it's very sticky, so I would suggest using some newspaper or some kind of cloth that you don't want. Take our coaster, and then we just take our time and work from a corner. Now I normally work from a corner and start there. Now this is supposed to cover the coaster completely. Press lightly so you don't move it. Now, like I said, there is some wiggle room. You can pull it up if it's crooked for the first 30 seconds or so. You should be able to move it a little bit. But once it starts to adhere and cure, that's it. You can't lift it off. I love this stuff because it makes, when you're dealing with delicate material or like this, diamond wrap. We're going to let that dry for about 15 minutes, and then we'll come back to the next step where we're going to apply the diamond gems on all the edges of the coaster. So we're going to put them right there on the edges there, and we're going to work two sides at a time. So you're going to take your E6000 glue. Now these diamond wrap gems are pretty sticky, but I like to put a coating of E6000 glue down first to give it a nice bonding surface so you don't have to worry about it coming loose or peeling up. So we're going to take our E6000 glue and just very lightly spread a nice coating on the two sides here. Then we're going to take a diamond gem here, our gem sticker, and we're going to peel halfway off, and we're going to start from this corner. Now this should be able to cover two sides. If you lay it correctly, it should be able to cover two sides of the coaster. And you have one spot there that you need to put an extra gem, and we have extras, so we'll do that. Make sure it's nice and even, and that's what we have so far. So we need an extra gem. I have a bag of gems here that are left over from previous projects that I use over and over again for projects like this, and you just don't want to use a whole row, so you just basically take off one piece of gem and place it right where that space is. Right where that space is, and there you have it. So we're going to do the same thing on the other two sides. So the last step in our coaster is this finished one that I have done here with the felt on the back, as you can see. So I'm going to show you how I did the felt. So the felt is the sheet, like I said, it's self-adhesive, and it's 9 by 12 sheet, and I divided it up into as many 3 1/8 squares that I could, and as you can see, I only got 6 of them, and the rest of them was not 3 1/8. So we just basically cut them out in little squares, like I did here, and since this is self-adhesive, you can just peel the paper and place it. Now, if you don't want to use the self-adhesive felt, they have the plain ordinary felt without the adhesive on the back. You just basically cut them into squares the size you need and use your spray adhesive on the back of your coaster, and then place your felt. In this case, it's much simpler. This self-adhesive felt was only $1.16 compared to the regular felt, which is 39 cents. So you can make a decision whichever is good for your budget or what have you. So we're going to take this felt and put it on the back. We're going to start on the corner of our coaster here, right on top of that cork, and we're going to paste it down. And there you have it. We have our finished coaster. There it is. Quite simple, right? If you love DIYs, decorating, organizing, and so much more, click the subscribe button and click the bell for new videos notification every week. Don't forget to visit my other social media platforms for ideas and tips to decorate, organize, or better your home living. Until the next time, my friends, smooches!